In the forgotten archives of Lawrence County, Missouri, there lies a report that has remained sealed for over 150 years. This report details the most unsettling case ever investigated by federal authorities in the post-Civil War era. It tells the story of a 16-year-old girl whose innocent-looking blue eyes hid dark secrets that disturbed even war veterans, causing them to wake up in a cold sweat after hearing her speak. This is the story of Evangeline Hayes, who arrived in Missouri in 1867, claiming to have more knowledge about the locals than anyone should possibly know. She revealed buried secrets, hidden guilt, and the truths that some men took to their graves, all while speaking casually, as if discussing the weather. The Civil War had ended only 2 years earlier, leaving Missouri deeply divided. The state was still healing from the wounds of war, where neighbors became enemies and families were torn apart. In Springfield, the community was trying to rebuild not just their homes, but the trust that had been shattered by years of conflict. It was into this fragile environment that Evangeline Hayes arrived with her widowed aunt, Constance Morrison. The young woman's beauty was striking, with golden hair that cascaded over her shoulders and skin that seemed to glow with the aristocratic pallor that women of the time admired. But her piercing blue eyes held a disturbing depth, as if a soul much older than her years had seen things no one should ever witness. Constance had purchased a modest property on the outskirts of town, and it was there that Evangeline's strange abilities began to surface. One afternoon, during a tea at Mrs. Dorothy Harrington's home, Evangeline casually revealed a secret that shocked everyone present. With a sweet smile, she spoke to Mrs. Harrington in a calm voice. "You must feel relieved to have burned those letters from Colonel Patterson. It would be terrible if the community found out about the medical supplies diverted during the siege of Vicksburg." The room fell silent, and Mrs. Harrington went pale. Evangeline had exposed a secret known only to 3 people, 2 of whom had died during the war. In the days that followed, similar incidents occurred around Springfield. During a visit to Samuel Crawford's grocery store, Evangeline casually mentioned his secret correspondence with former Confederate comrades, a revelation that could ruin his reputation. She also shared deeply personal secrets with Dr. Jeremiah Ashford, a local physician, mentioning medical decisions from the battlefield that haunted him. What made Evangeline's revelations so chilling was the way she spoke. There was no malice in her voice, no hint of blackmail. She spoke of these secrets as though they were common knowledge, as naturally as someone might comment on the weather or the flowers in a garden. It was as if she had access to an invisible archive of hidden human truths. Dr. Ashford, a veteran of many battles, decided to investigate further. During their first consultation, he noted her normal vital signs and impressive intellect. But it was during their second meeting that the inexplicable became undeniable. As Dr. Ashford prepared his instruments, Evangeline calmly spoke again, saying, "Doctor, do you still blame yourself for that night at Shiloh when you had to choose between saving the Confederate soldier or the Union boy who was calling for his mother?" Dr. Ashford dropped his stethoscope, trembling for the first time in decades of medical practice. The decision that haunted Dr. Jeremiah Ashford since April 1862 was the impossible choice he had made in the darkness of an improvised field hospital. In that moment, he had to choose between saving a Confederate soldier or a Union boy who was calling out for his mother. The doctor had never shared the details of that night with anyone, not even in his personal medical records. But Evangeline Hayes, sitting across from him, began to speak about the events of that tragic night. She not only described the facts of what had happened but also the emotions the doctor had felt, the silent prayers he had whispered, and even the last name the dying soldier had spoken before he passed. It felt as though Evangeline had been right there with him in the field hospital, witnessing every agonizing moment of his decision-making. But the truth was, Evangeline had never left Kentucky before coming to Missouri. According to her aunt's records, she had lived a very isolated life on a small farm, homeschooled and with little contact with the outside world. So how could she possibly know such intimate details about events that took place on distant battlefields? Soon, word about Evangeline spread beyond Springfield, drawing people from surrounding towns. Some came seeking answers to personal questions that had been eating away at them, while others came simply to witness the strange phenomenon that defied any rational explanation. One such visitor was Heinrich Zimmermann, a merchant from Kansas City, who traveled 4 days to meet Evangeline after hearing rumors about her remarkable abilities. During their brief encounter, Evangeline casually revealed that Zimmermann had buried Confederate gold on his property in Kansas, a treasure he had discovered in the war's final days. This was a story Zimmermann had never shared with anyone, yet the treasure was exactly where Evangeline said it would be. By December 1867, the case had attracted the attention of federal authorities. Major William Sterling, a military investigator experienced in intelligence operations, was sent to Springfield. With the nation still recovering from the war, someone with knowledge of such sensitive information posed a potential threat to national security. During Major Sterling's first meeting with Evangeline, which was attended by her aunt and Dr. Ashford, the young woman displayed knowledge of highly classified military operations that Major Sterling himself had been involved in. She spoke in detail about a reconnaissance mission in enemy territory that had led to the capture of documents regarding Confederate movements, documents that were only found in top-secret reports. "You received information about General Johnston's location from the freed slave Josiah, didn't you?" Evangeline asked, her gaze fixed on the increasingly pale face of Major Sterling. "But you never included in your reports that Josiah was captured and executed 3 days later. This guilt follows you because you promised he would be safe." Major Sterling continued his investigation for weeks, documenting numerous instances where Evangeline revealed facts about people, events, and situations she could never have witnessed. The most unsettling part was that she not only knew objective facts but also seemed to understand the deepest feelings and motivations of individuals. In one particularly intense session, Evangeline even revealed personal details about the Major's own traumatic childhood, including the accidental death of his younger brother, an event that had shaped his adult life but one he had buried so deeply that he sometimes questioned whether it had really happened. Throughout the investigation, Constance Morrison, Evangeline's aunt, had remained mostly silent. But finally she spoke up and offered an explanation. While it couldn't be verified, it was the only attempt to make sense of the unexplainable phenomenon that was her niece. In a private conversation with Major Sterling, Constance Morrison explained that Evangeline had suffered from a dangerously high fever at the age of 5. She was unconscious for over a week, and when she woke, something in her had changed forever. The little girl began asking questions about people she had never met, showing knowledge about historical events she couldn't possibly understand. "It was as if she had returned from a very long journey," Constance said, her hands trembling as she served tea. "At first, I thought it was just childish imagination, but over time, I realized she wasn't imagining it. She was remembering." Theories about Evangeline's abilities ranged from medical to supernatural. Dr. Ashford proposed that the fever might have altered her brain, creating strange connections between different regions. Major Sterling even entertained the possibility that she was an extremely skilled spy, but this theory failed to explain the depth of knowledge Evangeline had about people and events she had no way of knowing. Soon, rumors about supernatural phenomena began to spread throughout Springfield, though no one dared make direct accusations. Evangeline seemed unaware of the attention she was causing. She remained kind and gentle, never seeming to realize the impact her words had. But on a cold morning in March 1868, the people of Springfield woke to find that Evangeline had vanished. Constance was found in shock, unable to explain what had happened. The house was in perfect order, with no signs of struggle or forced entry. Evangeline was simply gone. The only clue left behind was a letter addressed to Dr. Ashford, written in Evangeline's delicate handwriting. "Doctor, some knowledge is too heavy for a single mind. I found peace knowing that others will share these truths. Take good care of Aunt Constance. She sacrificed much to protect me from a world that wouldn't understand." In the years that followed, various theories emerged about Evangeline's disappearance. Some believed government agents had taken her to exploit her abilities. Others thought she had left on her own, overwhelmed by the weight of the secrets she carried. Dr. Ashford spent the rest of his career studying similar cases, creating one of the first archives on paranormal phenomena in American medicine. Major Sterling included the case in his reports, which remained classified for over a century. Constance Morrison lived another 20 years in the small house, preserving everything just as Evangeline had left it. In her memoirs, discovered after her death, she wrote, "Evangeline didn't belong to this world the way we do. She was like a bridge between different realities, able to access truths that lay beyond ordinary perception. Her mind became a vessel for humanity's secrets, and that became both her gift and her curse." After Evangeline's disappearance, Springfield was never the same. The people whose secrets had been revealed faced their truths in different ways. Some found redemption, while others isolated themselves completely. The city developed a unique atmosphere where residents became more aware of their own hidden truths and more respectful of others' secrets. The documents about Evangeline were kept classified for over a century. When they were finally released in the 1970s, they revealed the full extent of the mystery surrounding her and the profound questions her case raised about the limits of human knowledge. More than 150 years have passed since Evangeline Hayes disappeared from Springfield, Missouri, but her story still remains an enigma. But the questions Evangeline left behind continue to echo through time, like whispers that refuse to fade away. What truly happened to the young woman whose blue eyes seem to hold the world's darkest secrets? Was she a rare medical anomaly, a mind altered by childhood trauma, capable of extraordinary feats, or something even more remarkable that challenges everything we know? Springfield's archives are filled with countless accounts of Evangeline, stories from a time when a teenage girl with an angelic face carried the heaviest burdens of an entire community. Every page of these old documents tells of someone who surpassed the usual limits of human perception, operating on a level of knowledge that science at the time could never explain. Perhaps the true lesson isn't in finding clear answers, but in accepting that the universe still hides profound mysteries. Between what we understand and what we don't, there are people who can access truths beyond our comprehension. The official investigation concluded that Evangeline Hayes represented a phenomenon beyond the current understanding of human cognitive abilities. This carefully neutral language covers the truth. The most experienced investigators simply could not explain what they had witnessed. And who knows how many others like Evangeline may have existed throughout history. Their stories lost, because the world wasn't ready to accept the existence of minds that operate beyond the usual limits. How many secrets have stayed hidden because the ones who could reveal them vanished before anyone could understand their true nature? Evangeline's innocent face held the deepest secrets, not out of malice, but perhaps because she was a glimpse into what human consciousness could one day become. A mind that transcends the barriers separating individuals from the collective, the past from the present, the known from the unknown. In Missouri's dusty archives, the case of Evangeline Hayes stands as one of the best documented mysteries in American history. It's a reminder that our understanding of the human mind might just be at the very beginning of a much longer and more extraordinary journey than we could ever imagine. The mysteries of the human mind continue to challenge our understanding, even more than a century after Evangeline Hayes vanished. If cases like this spark your curiosity about the unexplored limits of consciousness and the hidden secrets of history, you're in the right place. This channel dives deep into the most extraordinary and unsettling phenomena ever documented, exploring the line between the known and the impossible. Each week, we uncover forgotten archives, classified documents, and stories that challenge our view of reality. Evangeline Hayes was just one of many mysterious figures who pushed the boundaries of human experience. In upcoming videos, we'll continue exploring similar cases, official investigations kept hidden for decades, and phenomena that modern science is still grappling with. Make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you won't miss these fascinating investigations. Leave a comment telling us what aspect of the Evangeline Hayes case intrigued you the most, and share other historical mysteries you'd like to see explored. Together, we'll keep unraveling the extraordinary secrets humanity has recorded, because, as we learned from the Missouri case, the truth can be far stranger and more fascinating than we could ever imagine. Evangeline Hayes' story remains one of the most perplexing mysteries in American history. Her case challenges the limits of human understanding and raises profound questions about the nature of knowledge, memory, and consciousness. What if there are people among us who possess the ability to access hidden truths, truths buried so deep that they seem impossible for the average mind to comprehend. Evangeline's unique abilities could have been the result of some extraordinary condition or phenomenon that science has yet to explain. Her remarkable insight into the lives and secrets of others defied all logic and left a mark on Springfield that would never fade. As we reflect on her life and disappearance, we are reminded of the vast, uncharted territory that lies between what we know and what remains a mystery. While many theories attempt to explain Evangeline's abilities, none can fully account for the depth and breadth of her knowledge. From her seemingly impossible recall of wartime secrets to her uncanny grasp of personal histories, Evangeline was an enigma. Perhaps she was more than just a girl with an unusual gift. She may have been a bridge between the past and the present, the known and the unknown, offering a glimpse into a world that exists just beyond our perception. The absence of clear answers only adds to the intrigue, leaving us to wonder how many other hidden minds, like Evangeline's, have come and gone throughout history. How many secrets have remained buried because the world was not ready to understand the nature of those who held them? What does it mean for us, as a society, when we encounter the inexplicable, something so far beyond our comprehension that it forces us to question our understanding of reality itself? As the documents surrounding Evangeline's case remained sealed for over a century, the truth became even more elusive. The fact that we are still discussing her story today proves that some mysteries are never fully solved. They live on in our imaginations, haunting us, sparking curiosity, and challenging us to look deeper into the unexplained. Evangeline's story is a testament to the fact that some questions are too profound to answer, but that doesn't stop us from seeking the truth. In this search, we continue to push the boundaries of knowledge, eager to uncover the secrets that have long been hidden.